next session, I would like to call Mr. Harish Iyer. He's the founder and CEO, Flintt Concept I Connect Private Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Harish Iyer.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, all of you. Can I have the presentation, please? It has been fantastic since morning. It has been quite enlightening listening to some of the concerns about technology, thoughts about how technology is being used. What I have today is a small presentation that will talk about how people are using different technologies, real-life schools, schools from different backgrounds. We have got state board schools, Gujarati medium schools, English medium schools, international schools, and people using technology in different ways. So in my 15-minute presentation, can I have the presentation, please? Okay. No problem. I'll keep talking about it. So Flintt is a very, very simple communication and sharing platform that's designed for educational institutions. And we are device agnostic. When I mean device agnostic, what it means is that it is accessible on a mobile device, it is accessible on a tab, it is accessible on a browser. So irrespective of whether you are on an Apple platform, on an iOS platform, or irrespective of whether you are on an Android platform or a Windows platform, you are able to access the communication. Because the whole essence of communication and collaboration is across device availability. Today, people have choices in terms of buying the kind of devices that they please, that they like, and there are so many new devices that are coming up. So the key for us at Flintt has been to ensure that when the communication is made or when something is shared, it reaches across all the range of devices. We are being used by multiple people. I'll keep talking about it. When the presentation comes up, it can catch up with us. One of our key clients has been a chain of preschools called 9Kids. Now, 9Kids uses Flintt in a very innovative way. What it does is they use it more to bring about synergy between what is happening in the classroom and what is happening at home. So one thing that we have learned is, one thing that's very common to all educational institutions is they have diverse needs. Like teachers are dealing with diverse needs of students, technology companies like us have to understand that institutions have very diverse needs. We cannot have a one-size-fits-all strategy. So the platform that we have developed is versatile to fit the needs that you have. In my next few examples, I'll see how it is catering to different needs. For example, when I look at this 9Kids, it's a preschool chain. So what they do is, they want to build synergy between what the teachers are doing in the classroom and what is happening at home. Suppose there's a phonics unit. Now, it becomes difficult. What they used to do earlier is, before the beginning of the term, they'll call all the parents and do a workshop. But it is very difficult for the parents to remember everything that was done in the workshop when that is actually going to happen throughout the year or the term. So what they do now is, they shoot simple short videos in the classroom, and then they post it to the parent that saying, dear parents, today we introduced this sound, and this is how we introduced it in the classroom. So there is a 1 minute, 1.5 minute video that goes off to the parent. So that brings about alignment in terms of what is happening in the classroom and what they're expecting from parents at home. Another key thing that they have done is, they started sending weekly syllabuses. So rather than sending it as a monthly basis or on a print, this goes off on the mobile, so there is a notification, parents get it, parents read it, they ensure that it just fits one screen size. So that's one particular usage of the platform. This is another group of schools called Anand Niketan, based in Ahmedabad. They use it more of a flipped class nature, where the teacher shares learning resources. These resources are shared in advance so that the kids can watch the video, read a note, and then come back to class, and then discussion can happen. They made a very clear distinction that face-to-face time is premium time. And what things can be done in isolation, for example, watching a movie, watching a video clip, reading something, that can happen at home. And a particular child may want to watch an animation 5 times before understanding it. So the watching or the whatever can happen individually can happen home, and the discussion can happen because there's a high cost involved in getting people together. So that's the flipped class model. This is another group of schools. They have got more than 8 divisions in each grade. They have got Gujarati medium as well as English medium. So for them, the whole idea was that in a class, a teacher is giving better examples. In a division, the teacher is giving better notes. So they wanted to bring about parity. So although students are learning in different divisions, but they are all part of a larger group. So there will be more than 300 students in a particular grade, and all of them are part of a group. And the teachers centrally shares notes, examples, assessment, criteria, exemplars. So that although there are differences in the classroom teaching, but there are some larger commonalities that they establish by sharing it like this. One thing that is very important when you talk about communication in educational institutions is it is not just consume and forget like a WhatsApp or an email, you know. Information has to be retrieved for the whole year. So you need a lot of structure in terms of units, organizing it by resources, by units, so that before the term end exam, before the final exam, it can be retrieved. So they are using all those features. We have Cambridge English, one of our premier, we are very happy with this. We are very proud of the association that Cambridge English does all these CAT, PET, YLE, they do all these exams across different institutions, even business English certificate across institutions of higher education. And what Cambridge English has done is they have created groups for, say, Cambridge resources for schools. And they are attaching teachers of different schools which are offering YLE, CAT, PET. And through this, they are disseminating resources to them. Again, when I said diverse needs, so for 2 groups, it is all controlled by Cambridge English. They send the resources. And they have got 2 other groups in which they want the teachers to share their resources. So Flintt gives you the control that in certain groups, it becomes teacher-driven. Teacher shares, students will comment. In certain groups, everybody can share. So they have created 2 user-generated groups in which the teachers are sharing learning practices, audio clips, and everybody is at the level of the teacher, like that. So that's Cambridge English. Symbiosis uses it simply to pass on information regarding their logistics. Say bus is on time, bus is not on time. So it is updated by somebody in the bus itself. So because there is no private information is not given out, telephone numbers are not given out, email addresses are not given out. So bus number 8 is one group, bus number 9 is another group, and they just share updates on that. So another thing, so I started with diverse needs, which is common to institutions. 3 things that are very, very common to institutions are: 1, there's a high need for privacy. 2, there's a need for control. Control, I'm not saying in the sense of a control freak, but in terms of you need that in certain groups where it is with students, you may want two-way communication, whereas across the institution, when you want to just pass a broadcast message kind of a thing, you really don't want two-way communication. Tomorrow is a holiday due to rain, that's it, period. No discussion on this. You just want to send it across. So you need control in terms of who manages, how many admins are there in one group. One group has got 1 teacher, another group has got 4 teachers, like that. So that's the control. Third one is most important is you need structure. Because it is, like I said, it's not consume and forget. So you need a structure where there are courses. Within the courses, there are units. Within the units, there are subunits. there are notes, there are animations, there are videos. You need to be able to put all this together like a repository so that it can be retrieved and reused by the learners and the teachers themselves when they start teaching it for the next year. When they go on for the second year, they know that within this unit I've got all these resources. So these are the three things that are unique. So, and we cater to small, big, and large institutions. It is very simple. You just create and allocate. I think we can talk more about it later on. Some interesting statistics. You can implement it very fast. One of the key things that we have seen with technology in educational institutions is people struggle to implement it. We have seen that there's a large portion, the largest portion that you see are implemented within 30 days. The second largest portion is what you are seeing, implementation within 90 days, although there are a few that take more than 180 days to implement. The other one that we have seen is, although this is not, these are just questions that keep coming up, and that's the reason why I'm addressing it. We find large age groups of teachers, educators sharing posts, and we find that 20 to 30, 30 to 40, the green one is the greater than 50 age group educators who are sharing. So, but we find there's a uniform spread of people who are sharing resources. Time is not a bar. People are sharing resources between 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. and 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. like that. And we find an almost equivalent split on that. There's some of the data that we have pulled out. That's the kind of pricing that we have. Very simple. We have kept a very, very simple pricing. We are not free. We don't want people to be thinking where are they going to make their money from. So you spend 15,000 rupees as an institution for 5,000 users. Students, teachers don't pay anything. If you're a small institution, less than 500 users, it's just 5,000 rupees. And this is an annual fee that is being paid. So that's an annual fee, very affordable. And we are catering to small institutions in Bardoli and small villages, and to large institutions and chain group of institutions in Mumbai and Pune and Ahmedabad and Gurgaon. So we have a range of institutions. We have designed it keeping in mind the needs that institutions have. And we'll be happy to see and talk to you that if we could fulfill your need in some ways, we'll be happy. Please feel free to talk to us, and we'll help you bring this to your schools. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Iyer. That was a very informative session indeed.